We often think kindness means giving endlessly, saying yes to everyone, and putting others' needs above our own. We believe that if we are always available, always helpful, always smiling, then we are being truly kind. But let me tell you something. Kindness without awareness of your own limits isn't kindness at all. It's self-sacrifice dressed as generosity, and it slowly chips away at your spirit. When you constantly put yourself last, when your energy is drained just trying to please everyone, you are not lifting anyone up. You are losing yourself. True kindness doesn't mean losing your voice or bending yourself until you break. It means showing care, empathy, and love in ways that do not harm your own well-being. When you give from exhaustion, from guilt, or from fear of rejection, the impact of your kindness is diluted. People may receive your help, but they will not feel your strength, your authenticity, your genuine presence, and over time you start to feel resentful, invisible, and empty, because giving without boundaries is not sustainable. It teaches others that your value lies only in what you can do for them, rather than who you are. The truth is, when you honor your own limits, when you recognize that your energy, your time, and your heart are precious, your kindness transforms. It becomes intentional, powerful, and inspiring. You give from fullness, not from a void. You lift others while still standing strong yourself. And that is the kind of kindness that changes lives, that leaves a mark, that feels right. Not just for others, but for you too. If we forget ourselves in the name of kindness, we are not helping anyone. We are slowly destroying our own light. We live in a world that praises people-pleasing, as if bending yourself to fit everyone else's expectations is a virtue. From a young age, we are taught to be agreeable, to smile through discomfort, to avoid conflict at all costs. And while it may seem like we are being kind, in reality, we are giving away pieces of ourselves that we can never get back. People-pleasing is a silent trap. It starts small, with little compromises, but over time, it grows until our own needs, dreams, and emotions are buried under the weight of others' approval. When you constantly seek validation from everyone around you, you live in a shadow of yourself. You stop trusting your instincts because you are too focused on what others think. You become exhausted, anxious, and resentful, and no amount of praise or gratitude can fill the emptiness inside. The harsh truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Every yes you give, when your heart says no, drains your energy and diminishes the power of your kindness. Boundaries are not walls. They are the bridges that allow your generosity to flow without being swallowed. Saying no, expressing your needs, standing up for yourself, these are not acts of selfishness, they are acts of courage. They are what protect your heart while still allowing you to care for others. When you stop bending to please everyone, something incredible happens. You reclaim your voice, your confidence, and your energy. You realize that people who truly belong in your life will respect your boundaries, and those who do not will step away without bitterness. The danger of people-pleasing is not just in losing your time or energy, it is in losing yourself. Not every relationship, every task, or every responsibility deserves your energy. Sometimes the people we love, the environments we inhabit, or even our own habits quietly drain us, and we don't even realize it. Emotional drains are subtle. They don't always shout danger, they whisper. You might feel tired after certain conversations, anxious before certain calls, or restless after certain interactions. These feelings are not coincidences. They are your inner compass telling you that something is off. Ignoring these signals, brushing them aside in the name of being helpful or kind, is a fast path to exhaustion. Kindness without awareness becomes self-destruction because you are giving your energy to situations that take without giving back. It's not about rejecting people or abandoning responsibilities. It's about recognizing where your energy is being spent and deciding if it is being spent wisely. Protecting your emotional well-being is not selfish, it is essential. When you start noticing the drains in your life, you gain clarity about where to put your efforts. You learn to step back from the relationships that constantly demand more than they give, to set limits with situations that leave you feeling depleted, and to prioritize what truly matters. This doesn't mean turning your back on compassion. It means giving from a place of fullness, not from a place of emptiness. When you honor your own energy, kindness becomes sustainable. You can be present, engaged, and loving without losing yourself in the process. You stop being a vessel that leaks and start being a force that nourishes. And when you learn to recognize emotional drains, you reclaim not only your energy, but also your joy, your purpose, and your ability to make a meaningful impact. Saying no is one of the most misunderstood acts of kindness. We have been conditioned to think that saying no is rude, selfish, or unkind. But the truth is, every time you say yes when your heart says no, you are not helping anyone, least of all yourself. Saying no is not rejection, it is clarity. It is respect for your own time, your own energy, and your own values. It is the invisible boundary that protects your ability to give fully when it truly matters. Imagine a well that never rests, that is constantly pouring without pause. Eventually, it will run dry and nothing will flow. Your heart, your energy, your kindness, these are like that well. They need limits, they need care. They need the courage to say no. And yes, saying no can feel uncomfortable at first. You may fear disappointing someone, upsetting someone, or even being misunderstood. But what is far more dangerous is the quiet destruction that comes from always saying yes, the resentment, the exhaustion, the loss of your own identity. When you embrace the power of no, something beautiful happens. You give your time and energy intentionally, not automatically. You show people that your kindness is not limitless because it is precious, because it comes from a place of strength and choice, not obligation. Saying no does not close doors, it opens the right ones. It allows you to prioritize what aligns with your purpose, what nourishes your soul, and what truly makes a difference. And the more you practice it, the freer you feel, the stronger you feel, and the more authentic your kindness becomes. Learning to say no is not just an act of self-protection. It is an act of self-respect. Kindness is powerful, but its power comes from the state of your own well-being. You cannot pour love, support, and care into others if your own cup is empty. Self-care is not indulgence. It is the foundation that makes kindness sustainable. It is what allows you to show up fully, without resentment, without fatigue, without losing yourself in the process. When you take care of your mind, your body, and your emotions, you create a reserve of energy that can be shared freely, intentionally, and meaningfully. Simple acts, resting when you are tired, speaking up when something hurts, taking time to reflect and recharge are not selfish. They are essential. Without them, kindness becomes a hollow act, a routine that drains rather than uplifts. The irony is that when we neglect ourselves, we often give more to the wrong places. People who take without appreciating. Situations that exhaust without reward, expectat. Ions that weigh heavier than we realize. But when self-care is prioritized, boundaries naturally follow. You begin to recognize what you can give without harming yourself and what you need to step away from. Your energy is no longer scattered. It is focused, intentional, and powerful. Your presence becomes authentic, your words carry weight, your actions create impact. And the beauty of this is that self-care does not diminish kindness, it amplifies it. It transforms giving from obligation into choice, from fatigue into joy, from distraction into purpose. Every time you honor yourself, you honor the people you care about too, because you are showing them a model of strength, balance, and respect. The stronger you are, the more effective your kindness becomes, and the more lasting your impact will be. Kindness is most powerful when it is given with purpose. Giving without thought, without intention, without awareness of its impact may feel good in the moment, but it often leads to imbalance and regret. True kindness is not about doing more than you can handle or pleasing everyone around you. It is about giving in a way that aligns with your values, your strength, and your vision. When your actions are intentional, every word, every gesture, every effort carries meaning. You begin to see that not all requests deserve your energy, not all expectations deserve your time, and not every moment requires your sacrifice. Kindness with purpose allows you to focus on where you can make the greatest difference, where your care will be received, appreciated, and multiplied. It does not come from guilt, obligation, or fear. It comes from clarity, courage, and compassion. When you act that way, kindness becomes sustainable, meaningful, and transformative. It empowers both you and those you are trying to help. You are no longer giving endlessly, only to feel exhausted or resentful. You are giving deliberately, creating real impact, and preserving your own energy to continue giving in the future. People will remember not just your actions, but the intention behind them. And over time, you realize that kindness is not about quantity, it is about quality. Every act rooted in awareness, every word spoken with care, every boundary respected strengthens the impact of your generosity. By giving with purpose, you create a cycle of positivity that lifts others while sustaining yourself. You become a source of strength, inspiration, and hope rather than a well that runs dry. The most profound lesson is that kindness without boundaries is self-destruction, but kindness with purpose is life-affirming, empowering, and enduring.